Many of us understand the importance of effective communication, but how many of us are aware of influence of culture on the way we communicate? If you believe the same yardstick holds true for dealing with people from different cultures, we are in for a big surprise. When it comes to cross cultures, you need to deal with people in an altogether different manner. Without any further delay, let's dive deep into the world of cross cultures. Okay, so what we are going to talk about today. What is cross cultural communication? Why it is so important in today's time? What are the challenges that we come across when we deal with people coming from different cultures? And how we can be more effective when we are dealing with such people from different cultures? What we need to do to be able to efficiently deal with people coming from different cultures? And when we say cultures, we'll talk about what culture is. And in the end, we'll talk about the appendix or the vocabulary, wherein we'll talk about different words coming from different geographies and then how they are interpreted in different manner in their respective geographies. Okay, so what is cross-cultural communication? I mean, if I have been taking these sessions in my previous organization, and I have asked people that, okay, what is it cross-cultural communication means to them? Most of the people, they come up with answer that, okay, I mean, when they are dealing with people from say US or UK, when they're dealing with their colleagues, that is what the cross culture is. That's a very myopic version of the definition of the cross culture. Cross culture is not just about geography, it's not just about continents. It is like, I mean, the culture can be different between a male and a female. The culture can be different between a youngster and an elderly. The culture can be different between a kid and a grown up or a youngster. The culture can be different between, it can have an influence from the gender. The culture can be different between different parts of the same country. For example, if you talk about India, the culture within North India is different from what we see in South. The culture within different countries is different. So what is cross-cultural communication? It involves dealing with the exchange of information between people belonging to different cultures. So when we say cross-cultural communication, it can occur between people coming from different nationalities, different styles of working, different age groups, as I said, different race, different ethnicity, gender, and the way they deal and the way they communicate. That's what is cross-cultural communication. Okay, we have broadened our idea of what is cross-cultural communication and why it is so important. What makes it so important? So effective cross-cultural communication opens up doors to numerous opportunities. That is why we are here. We want to understand. From the business perspective, we work across different geographies, different continents, and global markets are accessible irrespective of the location or geography. And that helps us in increased business success. So understanding their culture becomes imperative. Then for our personal growth also. So we need to understand different perspectives. When we understand different perspective, it fosters personal development in dealing with those people more effectively. Teamwork. It allows for enhanced collaboration and creativity resulting from diverse teams. So if I may ask that, okay, I mean, if I give you an example, okay, or if I ask you that, okay, you want to create a team, and let's say, I mean, I'm situated in northwest of India, and I want to create a team. Would I like to have that team member, all the team members from north, or should I have them from different parts of the geography? I ask this question to people, and they say that, okay, I mean, it is easier to gel with people coming from same geography. So they said, okay, We want to have people from Northwest India because it's easier to work with them. They understand our language, they understand our dialect, and they understand our mindset also. Okay, fair enough. I mean, that makes the team gel well. But what about that? Okay, I mean, if they come across a different problem and they have to deal with that problem, all of those will be thinking on similar lines because they are having the same upbringing, same mindset, same culture, same um, thought process. So they will come up with one single or similar solution to that problem that may work or that may not work. But there is nothing new. There is no innovation in over there. Let's think that okay. I mean, I have a team wherein some people come from North India, probably some come from South India, some from Central India, West, different parts of the country, or maybe Northeast. They are influenced by different cultures. They have different thought process. They have different ways to deal with problems. Now, when that team is given a problem vis-a-vis the team which is coming from the same culture, I can tell you that okay, I mean, for regular day-to-day problems, the team which is formed from people from same region, they will be able to do okay. But when it comes to complex problems, you will see that the team which has diverse elements, people coming from diverse region, they will do better. They will be able to innovate. They will be able to think out of box. So it becomes important that is why I say there is always richness in diversity. So the innovation comes from diversity, not from people who are thinking on similar lines. So that's why understanding cultures of people coming from different regions, different diversities becomes important when it comes to teamwork. No, conflict resolution. By being able to understand cultures of people, you are able to empathize with them, you are able to understand their mindset, and that helps in reducing the misunderstandings and conflicts that may happen within our personal life, within our professional life. And when you are able to deal with those conflicts, in fact, you are able to prevent those conflicts in the first instance, that leads to more harmonious relationships in your personal sphere as well as in your professional sphere. Okay, so we have spoken about what is culture, why it is so important. What are the challenges that we come across when we deal with people coming from different cultures, and why those challenges are there in the first instance? The very first is language barriers. There are differences in the language proficiency, which can hinder the effective exchange of ideas. And when we use certain vocabulary, we use certain statements, those statements have different connotations and different meanings in different geographies because I mean the words are different, their interpretation is different, and different meanings in different contexts leads to different understanding, different evaluation across different culture and countries. I'll give you an example. I mean, during my and this is something that I heard during my college days. We had a batch of students from my college who went to Himachal Pradesh. And over there, they had a halt, they had a stopover to have some snacks, savories, tea, coffee, etc. And some of the students, they asked some of the people in over there, okay, bring some chai and matti. And they got thrashed. They got a huge thrashing. They were wondering that, okay, I mean, what has happened? What is it, any sin that we have committed? After all that thrashing, all that beating, they came to know that matti, which is a traditional savory in North India, is being a girl is being noted as matti in Himachal Pradesh. So they got a thrashing out of it for no fault of theirs. Had they been aware of cultures, the use of words in that part of the geography, they would have been much more prudent. So amusing, but that's how language can influence the way you communicate. Now, your communication styles, they vary according to the cultures. So if you are not aware of the communication style of a particular culture, it is prone and susceptible to misunderstandings. There are different cultural norms in place within different geographies, and they vary huge. They vary by huge volume and huge variance. So, as an example, I mean, for Hindus, white dress is symbolic with grief, and you wear white during cremations or during mourning days. But for Christians, white dress is pious. They wear it during their weddings, right? So that's how the culture would impact the way we dress. That's the way, how we interpret things. And then when we are dealing with people, there is always a uh, area wherein your gestures can be misinterpreted, which is called non-verbal misinterpretation. For example, our dress. If we are not appropriately dressed for an occasion, we are prone to be misinterpreted. The way we sort of have our facial expression, for example, if it is like a or you are dealing with a tense situation and your facial expressions are those of amusement or smile, you are susceptible to be misinterpreted. Your gestures are going to be taken up in a different manner, though your intent may be good. And when you are dealing with people, if you're not establishing eye contact, I don't know how whether you will be able to effectively communicate what you want to say. So your body gestures, your body movements are going to have a great impact on the way you deal with people. For example, you say Europeans, they use their arms very freely. They are pretty um, having open gestures, while Japanese are more reserved. They will not use their body parts, their arms, so heavily. And in fact, when we talk about Japanese, if somebody comes to our house and rings the bell of the main door, we will simply go there and open the door. We'll not be very concerned about that. Okay, there could be somebody who would be there wherein we need to greet them properly. We'll simply just go and open the door. But in Japan, they will not open the door unless and until they are appropriately dressed. That's what their culture is. And then often we believe that whatever we are, whoever we are, whatever the way we deal with people, we assume that other people are also like us. That's not the case. But generally, people think in that manner. They assume that that's the universal phenomenon, while it is not the case. Many a times, like for example, if you talk about software professionals, they use certain vocabulary, they use certain jargons, they use certain slangs, which may not be understandable by the rest of the people, but we often use them too frequently. We assume that people will understand that, not the case. Then preconceptions and stereotypes. Stereotypes involve putting people into predefined slots based upon your understanding of how they are or how they should be. For example, if we talk about Americans, they are pretty warm, and if you talk about Englishmen, they are considered cold and not very open. So these are stereotypes. It doesn't mean that all the Americans are warm and all the Englishmen are cold. But that's a stereotype that we have in our head that makes us believe that okay, most of the people will be like that. So when we have preconceptions and stereotypes in our mind, we will not be able to communicate effectively with those people. So you see language barriers, communication styles, cultural norms, non-verbal misinterpretation, assumptions of similarities, preconception and stereotypes. These all have huge bearing on the way we deal with people coming from different cultures. So we need to be aware of that. Now then the question is that how we deal with people, how we take care of those challenges. Okay, since we have now discussed the challenges that we face in cross-cultural communication, the point over here is that what sort of changes that we can bring uh, in ourselves that helps us to be more effective in cross-cultural communication. And and uh, and it is very important, just not from personal side but professional side also. And it is extremely important that we are considerate of people whom we are dealing with, where they are coming from, what is their race, ethnicity, gender. I'll give you an example. Before I go into how to be effective in cross-cultural communication, have you, if I may ask you that, okay, if a male speaks to another male over the phone, what is the typical duration of that phone call? Few seconds, few minutes, 2 3 minutes, not more than that. They are very business-like conversations. Have you ever seen couple of women speaking over the phone? what is the duration of their connect. And I generally ask people, they say, okay, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour. These are lengthy conversations. Not that I'm pointing at anyone that ladies are doing this or that and males are doing this, because that has an influence from the culture. Ladies, they talk more, they interact more, they chat more. That's why their conversations are running into minutes and hours. Not the case with men. That's how your sexuality will have impact on your culture, on your communication. Let's go and I just, it came to my mind that I should share that example. Let's go now into how to be effective in cross-cultural communication. The first and the foremost thing is that you need to develop your awareness. You need to be aware whom you are speaking to. What is their communication style? And not everyone communicates in the same manner. So you have to be conscious of that. Developing your awareness is the first and the foremost thing. Research about different cultural norms. So when you're, let's say, you're dealing with people from, say, different cultures. Let's say, I'll give you another example. If you speak with someone from, say, Haryana and you are from Punjab, you have to be aware what is the mindset, what is the thought process, how those cultural differences will have an impact on your communication, right? I'll give you another example over here. When we are dealing with people from different cultures, if I say that, okay, I'm dealing with somebody who is coming from Gujarat or South India, people, they are very simple, very gentle, very sober, and they are not into show off. They use their financial assets in a very prudent manner, and they have very limited wants. Now, if you talk about people from North India, especially Northwest, like, okay, Delhi, Punjab, Chandigarh, Haryana, they all together have it, or J&K, they all together have a different mindset. Uh, they are their thought process is, okay, I want to live life king size. So there's a culture of show off. I'm not saying everybody is like that, but that's the general. So the amount of money they make and the amount of money they spend, there's not too much of difference. In fact, they go overboard and they spend too much of money on their wants. So because of that show of culture, you see many of the songs that we see in Punjab, or the Punjabi songs, they will talk about different brands, Prada and all the big cars like Lamborghini or Rolls Royce and all that stuff. In all their songs, they show off that, okay, they show off their brand, they show off their want for different monetary assets, different locations in the world that they want to go, and so on and so forth. Not the case with the South uh, or Central India or the Hindi heartland states like Uttar Pradesh or Madhya Pradesh. So that's the culture. I'm not saying what is right or what is wrong. That's the influence of culture on the way we communicate. Then we need to avoid jargons and slangs, and they can lead to confusion. The clearer you are, the better it would be. Then, when you're dealing with people from different cultures, we have to be very conscious that we slow down our speech so that people, they are able to interpret that and understand that, and then probably ask questions. And it is always important to ask them that, okay, whether they are able to grasp what you are trying to say. And if you see that from their facial expressions that, okay, they are probably not getting that, then you ask them question that, okay, or probably you rephrase what you wanted to say so that they can understand that better. So you confirm your understanding that, okay, that can help avoid any confusion, and you both are on the same page. So that's pretty much all about different cultures. And this cross-cultural communication becomes extremely important and imperative because world is small these days. And we are dealing with people from different geographies, different continents, different regions, religions, races, ethnicity, and they all have, the people have been brought up in their different culture. They have their own thought process, their own mindset, their own way of dealing with problems, situations, people. So with these by being aware of these challenges, you will be able to effectively deal with people. I'll be sharing a link in this video, wherein you can go to this link, and it has certain words wherein you see that those words have different meanings and interpretation in US speaking, in English US speaking countries, and UK English speaking countries. So these have some interesting examples. I'll not be able to go through the link, but I'll leave that link within the comments of this video. So that's it for today, and I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have enjoyed this session, and there will be definite learnings which you should incorporate from today's session in your day-to-day life to be able to effectively deal with people. If you like today's video, do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. I'll leave these links in the video chat so that you can engage with me and stay tuned for more such content. If you have not yet subscribed, I request you again to subscribe to my channel. Do click the notification icon within the YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on any content. Have a good day. Stay tuned. Happy learning.